Today I'd like to talk to you about Blendspace. Blendspace is a free application. It's internet-based, so you can get it on any device that has internet. There is an app in the Apple Store, and there is an app in the Chrome Web Store. So if you have Chromebooks, you can use it on that, and you can use it on iPads. This is a great tool for teachers if you're using the flipped lesson model. It's great for independent learning for students. What you can do is you actually create a lesson that can be student-led. They can go at their own pace, and you share it with them through a link. So it's very easy to do, and it's pretty quick too. It's not very long or hard to use. So what I'd like you to do is you would go to tes.com/lessons and create an account. So this is what you would see. It used to be blendspace.com. The program is called Blendspace, but a company called TES just bought it over. So now it's TES Teach with Blendspace, but the program overall is called Blendspace. So this is the screen you would see, and you would create a login. I already have an account, so I'm just going to go to my account. And once you make an account, you'll have a dashboard. Right now, these are the lessons that I've made. You won't have anything here. You should have something that looks like this, a dashboard, and you can add a lesson or join a class. If you would like, you can create a class very similar to Google Classroom. If you make a class over here, so let's just call it History, and pick a level and create it. Now you have this class right here, and here's the code. So this is the code you would give the students. So when you join a class, you would put the code right here. Okay, right now I'm just going to click off. So that's how you can create a class, and then you can put these classes or these lessons into a specific class, or you can just create a lesson and share it with a link. So it depends what you'd like to do. So for now, I've just created a bunch of lessons. I'm working on some digital citizenship lessons for the district, and these are the 9 to 12, grades 9 to 12 lessons that I've been doing on Blendspace. So these are a couple of them, and let me show you what one looks like. So the title is Copyrights and Wrongs. And when you click on a finished Blendspace, and we will go through the whole process together, you can add images, you can add text, you can add videos. So this is what it would look like. It looks like a bunch of cards that you turn around. You can even add a quiz. So if you scroll up, there we go. This first slide is a video, so you actually click on the slide to see it. So if I open it up, there are directions over here. You can put text, and then you can watch this video. Okay, so we're going to go through how to actually create a lesson from scratch together. One other feature is not only can you create your own lessons, but you'll see over here a lessons library. So if you click on that, there are actually lessons from other people that they've created. You can see how many views, okay, in math, science, and all different subjects. And you can search here for a lesson. So can't spell. Equations. You can see if somebody has created no results. I guess that one's not popular. Let's say, let's try wind energy. There are some. So now here's some lessons for that other people have created, okay, that you can actually access and then use. Nobody's viewed them, so I guess that might give you an indication if they're popular or not, but you can view them and see if you'd like to use them in your class. And it's a great resource, not only for creating your own, starting from scratch, but that you can check other teachers' lessons as well. So the first thing we need to do is add a lesson. So we're going to start a new lesson, and it'll bring you into this template with these tiles where you're actually going to drag and drop your resources. So the first thing is I'm going to title this. So I'm just going to call this one Practice Digital Citizenship. And now my title is set. If you look over to the right, and we're going to go through each of these individually how to actually do it. This is a YouTube, so you can search YouTube or put a link into a video to drag onto your tiles. And if you notice, it's highlighting, it tells you what it does. So this is where you can search Google. So if you need to search for a website, an image, any of those, you can do that here. and they actually have an individual to search Google Images separate than links. So this little, they're showing you link is more like to a web page, and the little photo icon is for images. This is for Flickr, so if you have an account with Flickr and you have pictures in there, you can get them directly from Flickr. This would be any link, so insert any web page. So this one was searching Google for a web page. If you already know or the link here, or you can put that web page in. These are your Google Drive documents, so you can put anything in here from Google Drive that's saved in your drive. This is for Dropbox. Dropbox is another outside company where you can save files and pictures and things out before Google Drive. It's sort of the same idea of Google Drive, and since we're using that in the district, Drive should be good, but if you've ever used Dropbox and you have files saved there, you can insert files directly from Dropbox. This one is to upload a media file, so a file other than something that's on YouTube. This is a Common Core standard. You can actually put in the Common Core standard so that you can, at the end, if you need a slide, almost like a reference page to show that it does align with the standards. And these are your settings of things that you can change in your actual presentation. Okay? And it kind of even gives you a little tutorial here how it works. So you find them, you open it, and you drag and drop. And we're going to do all that. So the first one, you'll see you can drop your resource, and they give you two options here. You can add text or add a quiz. So I'm going to add text. So if I just click on text, it brings up a text box with our usual formatting options up here and a couple of different fonts. So let's say that I want to start this lesson with key vocabulary. And the word internet. And you can center things here if you'd like. You could change the size. So I'm going to highlight this, make it a little bit bigger. And change the font. There aren't a whole lot of font options, but there are some. Maybe I decide I want to make that even a little bigger. Now at this point, you can put the definition here, something that you want to just tell them, or maybe you want them to look it up. For now, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to leave it here. And you can change the colors of just certain words. Maybe you want to make that one red and bold. Doesn't have to be everything in the slide. Okay, and then when you're done, just click done, and now that text is on this slide. Enter a label. A label is sort of like a subtopic, so I'm going to call this one key vocabulary because that's what's on this first slide. So this way you get a quick synopsis of what's on the slide looking down here. Now you'll notice that there's this little pencil to edit and this garbage can. Okay, so the garbage can will delete this all together, remove this whole thing. Let's say I just want to start from scratch, change this whole thing. And there's a little part under here that says enter description. If you click on this pencil, it kind of brings you back and you can edit. Okay? That's what you can do when there's text. Now let's go to the second one and let's add a quiz. So if you want to add a quiz, you would click on quiz, and there are multiple choice questions. That's the type of questions that you have. So let's say which of the following is an internet browser? And then you would put your choices here. Chrome, Google search, and Macintosh computer. I'm just making up some wrong answers, so we know that Chrome would be the answer. And if you want to add more choices, you would click add answer here. So if you want to have like 4 choices, okay. And if you want to add another question, you click here and continue your questions. Okay. And when you're done, you would click done. Questions can't be left blank. So that's because I added a question here, and I didn't actually put a question. So I want to get rid of that then. I just want to show you right now one question. So you see this little X up here. You can click an X and get rid of it. Now I just have this one question. You could keep adding as many questions as you want. Right? I'm done. And now you have this little tile that says take the quiz. Okay, and this label is, let's just call it quiz. Okay, so that's the first two things that you can do on a tile. Now let's look at these other items on the side here that we can add. So the first one is a YouTube video. So if I click on it, it's activated because it's highlighted here. You see it turns red. Okay, you can search for something in here, say that you're looking for. But if you do that, so let's say digital citizenship, and then hit my search bar. Here's a bunch of videos, okay, and you can preview them here, okay, because usually we need to look at the video first to see if it's appropriate. But this is bringing up a whole bunch of them, and I don't know which one is good. So let's say I already went into YouTube. So I'm going to go, I have a tab opened here in YouTube, and I already searched for a video, and I want this particular video. Okay, I can click on it to open it, and I can scroll down to the share button, click on share, scroll down a little bit more, and here are our options. Here's the link. Okay, so it's already highlighted. I'm going to highlight it again. Okay, and I'm going to copy it, so Control C, and then I'm going to go back to my tab that has the digital citizenship lesson I'm working on, and if I copy and paste that link and I hit the search bar, it brings me right to that video. Okay, so now this is the video that I want. I'm going to click, hold, drag, and just drop it right in there. And now it's in here. Okay, and it takes the title of the video. So if you want to keep it that way, or if you just want to call it video 1, or depending on how many videos you have in there, or maybe the main idea, you may want to put here. Now, what you can do when you add things from the side here, you have this option. Now this pencil, if you click on it, it sort of flips the card to the back side. And this is where you can put questions maybe that you want the students to look at or think about as they're watching the video. So I'm going to make some up here. Do you agree with the speaker? And what would you do differently? Okay, and then when I'm done, it brings me back to the side of my video. So now if you want to see what this looks like when the students are looking at it, if you click on this, it opens it up. Here's the video, they can view it, and here are the descriptions, the questions that you want them to think about as they're watching the video. The great thing is that you can start a discussion. So if you do set up a class and you have all of those students in the class, then they can have a discussion back and forth by adding comments here about this video. So you can actually tell them to discuss a topic, a question, a word, whatever you put on that slide, you can have them discuss with each other through the computer if you don't want to have an open class discussion. Okay, so then to get back to the other slides, if I just hit this X to kind of close it out, and before we do that, just wanted to show you up here, you can make it full screen. Okay, so sometimes I know we want the videos a little bigger. So for now I'm going to get out of this. It's still there, I just got out of it to go back into my editing mode, or maybe to go to the next slide to watch. So that's how you would add a YouTube video. Let's go down to another row, and now I'm going to work on this one, and let's search Google. Now search Google for a site or a picture. Let's actually look for a picture. Okay, and you see because this link was in here from the video, it actually brought up the cover of that video. But let's say we want to just put a symbol in there of social media. Trying to go along with the topic that we've picked of this digital citizenship. So here are all your images. Once you get one, if I like this one, I just click and drag. Okay, now notice it takes the title of whatever this picture is titled in Google. So you probably want to change that. So I just kind of go in here and, oops, trying to highlight, backspace, and you may have to do it again because it's kind of hard to get the whole part at once. And maybe I just want to title social media. Now with pictures you may say, well, why do I want to put a picture and it's going to cover the whole page and then it's not really actually giving them anything to do. So this is very much like the video where you can put questions now. So if you click on this edit, it takes, again, the title from the picture, so you're going to have to just highlight that to erase it. And maybe you're going to ask students, have you ever used any of these social media sites? Okay, so again, I'm going to click on it as if you're going to view it, as if you were the student viewing it. So this is what they will see. They will see this picture, and I have the question over here. So this is a nice way of adding a visual. You can just have a slide with your questions on it, and you probably will from time to time, maybe have a discussion question and that's all. But if you want to add it to, make it a discussion, you would put it this way so that students can discuss here through comments, or just to have this visual and to ask questions about it. So that's how you would add an image and then actually add a question or something related to that image. So the next thing I can do is, if I have a Flickr account and I have photos saved there, I can search Flickr. So I would click on here, and I don't have an account, so it's not going to do anything right now for me, but your pictures would come up here and you would drag them over very much like you did with the search. Okay, the next one is a link. Now the difference between this link and this Google search link is this link you need to know the page already. So let's say I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm actually going to go to Google search, because I'm looking for Common Sense Media. That's where I'm getting a lot of my digital citizenship resources from. So here it is now. So I'll open it up, and I'm going to copy, Control C, and then I'm going to go back to my Blendspace. And if I know that exact link, I will insert it here, and then search for it. It actually brings up images too. So here's the link. So if this is what I want, I pick it, take it, drag, and drop. Okay, and actually it doesn't look like the right one, so I'm going to delete it. So maybe by inserting the link, which for whatever reason is not bringing up the correct one, if I go to the Google search, or if I don't know what it is, I actually had put it in before, so Common Sense Media. Click on it, and you can preview to see if it's the right one. And if this is the one I want, I'm just going to click, take, and drag, hold it, and drop it right in. Still looks like the wrong one, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, so let's search for something else. Let's say digital citizenship. All right. Let's say this is a website that I want, or here's the curriculum. Okay, 9 elements. Let's say we want this one. I can preview, or I can take it and drop it. And there it is. So now when you click on it, maybe there's some notes on here we want the students to read. If you open another tab, it'll get larger for them. So it'll actually take them to that site, and they can read it. Okay, so that's how you would insert a web page as a resource. And you can do the same thing. If you click the pencil, you can put questions here, thought questions, and they can start that discussion from here. So the next thing you can add is a Google Drive file. So if I click on that, because I'm signed in and I already established that I wanted this to look at my drive, so the first time you do it, you may not see your drive. It's going to ask you to attach your drive. So like if you go to Dropbox here, it says insert from Dropbox, and it says add your account. So you will see that the first time for Google Drive. Now that I've added it, it's there already. So I have all my files, and I'm going to search for the file I want. I created a table that I wanted the students to look at and fill out in their notebooks or just discuss. So if I click on it, take it and drag, and I could drop it right here. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now because I wanted to show you a couple of others, but that's how you would take a Drive file and put it into a tile. The next one was Dropbox that I showed you, so you'd have to add your account if you have a Dropbox file and then go from there. The next one is to insert a media or a file that may not be in Drive, so let's say a Word document or a video that's maybe not on YouTube. It's going to say choose file, so this file has to be on your hard drive, so it'll bring up your desktop, your downloads, your documents, so you can pick a file that's saved on your drive somewhere else, one of these documents, if it's on my desktop, okay, if it is in my downloads folder, and you can just click open and it'll put it there. Okay, I'm not going to show that right now. The next one is your Common Core standards. If you click on it, okay, it shows you all of these other standards, but it seems like they're still working on that. So the standards, you have to look over here. The two that they allow right now, okay, is math and literacy, okay, or you can choose another subject. I don't think that that's, yeah, the only subjects you can choose right now are ELA. So I chose that, and then I chose the speaking and listening. You pick your grade over here. So if this is the standard, you click and see how your cursor changes to these crosshairs. If you click and drag and drop it into this box, that's where it'll put the standard. Okay, so if I click, drag, and drop. If you want to get rid of one, you can click this X. Okay, so for right now, those are the standards. They're attached. I'm going to just click off of it so we can get back to our tile. Okay, and now your standards are there. So you would go here to click to see the standards that are attached. You can click it again to close it, and then you have your tiles that you're still working on. Okay, so right now we didn't drop one here, but let's say you had more tiles. You just add a row right here, and it'll add some more. Okay, if you decide you want to move a tile, maybe you want to put something in here. If you highlight, you can see it'll say this plus. You can insert, so it'll move the tile. So if I click on it, it's going to tell me, it will move all the tiles. So it's going to, I want to do that because I want to put something here before they get to that point. Okay, once you are done and it is complete and you're ready to share it, if you click on share, okay, it can be in this, if you created this history class, you can share it and put it in that class. Here's the link, so if you just want to give them the link, they can go right to this link. You can put this in Google Classroom or on your teacher page or wherever it might be easy for them to access. Actually, if you're using Google Classroom, you can share right here. You can share it right to Classroom. It'll ask you to set up your accounts with Classroom the first time. Okay, Twitter you're probably not using. You can embed, so if you're using, you have your own web page and you want the embed code, you would get it here if you'd like to email it to students, but I don't think you'd often do that because you would be having to put in all their emails, and it'd be easier to just send the link and they can find it. Or a QR code. If you've used QR codes before and students just use their phone or their device, click on the code, it'll bring them right to this page. Okay, this is where if students are creating, you have the option to collaborate. So if you want students to create an account, it's free, to create their own Blendspace, so the older students can probably do something like that, use it as a presentation tool instead of PowerPoint or slides. You can do that, and then students can all work in a group. They can collaborate here. So you can collaborate, you have to add people as an author, okay, and then they would get this link. So you would email or post this link somewhere so that somebody can access it if you want more than one person working on the same Blendspace. Okay, so now it auto saves. Okay, you can hit play, so the person who's actually viewing it can go slide by slide at their own pace. I'm going to come out for a minute. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So now you see all of them here, and here's the one I just created, Practice Digital Citizenship. You can track it to see how many views. Okay, right now you can see some of these aren't even shared, so they have a couple of views, the ones that are shared, but these are not shared, that's why there's no views. It says the last day that you edited it. Here's that share button, so it's the same share that is in when the program or the lesson is actually opened. It's the same share box. And here you have some settings, and that's also the same as the settings when you're in there. So you can track, so if you want to see how many people have actually seen it, you want to delete it all together, you can get rid of it here. And maybe you want to copy it and just change a few of the panels, the little tags. You can do that. This way you don't have to start all over from scratch. And that's in your settings here. And that's pretty much what you can do at Blendspace. So you can create lessons for students that they can lead themselves. You can have students create accounts. Like I said, it's free, so they can come on, the older students if you'd like, and create their own Blendspace. They would enjoy it because it's a different program than what they're used to, and it's very visual. You can add all sorts of elements as you saw. So if you would like further training or any help with this, you can always contact a facilitator. We'd be happy to come out and help you and show you how to use this. And find this tutorial helpful. Thank you.